I'm writing a story about Patrick Ewing, just and Georgetown, obviously, your experience with him. I was curious, how have you seen his patience as a coach develop over the years, particularly as he was passed up job, passed up for head coaching jobs in the NBA?
I mean, I think one of the things, just to be honest, is I think that's one of his strengths. One, he has natural leadership qualities, obviously, right? I mean, people could see that when uh, when he played. Uh, but I think that I would definitely say that one of the things about him is he is patient, and a lot of the reason that he's patient is because he spends so much time studying his craft. I think, when people say that, he's patient in developing players, it's because he spends so much time studying the league, right? Studying why things are happening, watching film, all of those things. So he's so prepared that I think that he had a very good feel for, where he was at. And I mean, I think people also forget, he had interviewed for a couple of head jobs just a year before Georgetown opened. So I don't think it was he, was he going to get an NBA job? It was just a question of when was he going to get one.
And I was reading some old quotes about you, kind of, or about what you were saying on this subject, and you called him like you said he wasn't a self promoter. Obviously, college and recruiting is you have to kind of promote a lot. Just how have you seen him from afar maybe adjust to that side of the job?
Uh, what's the term? I remember taking a class, self actualized, when you have a good idea of who you are in relation to the world, and it gives you peace of mind. I think that's where we all want to get to, right? Don't try to get to that when you're in the middle of an 8-game losing streak, but it is where we want to get to, all of us. And so, I mean, look, he's one of my closest friends. I mean, obviously, we spent, uh, night after night at dinner, and we talk a lot. Um, I just think that, again, I think he knows who he is. I will say this: I know he recruits hard. I know a lot of people in college who tell me that Georgetown's recruiting, they're in with the kid they should be in with, and I know he's very involved with that. You know, I'm sure he makes the sales, but I mean, he does have one advantage. He's Patrick Ewing still, and even though he's not a self promoter, he's one of the greatest players that ever played the game. And sometimes he'll laugh. He'll say, "My players don't remember." No, they don't, but their coaches do, and their parents do. And I just got to think that when he walks into a house and starts speaking, that there's a good level of credibility because of all the things that he has accomplished.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, what was your group able to do in practice today, and what were some of the focus areas for you guys?
It was one of our best practices. I can't tell you, I'm thrilled. We did all today. We went back to, it was shorter, but we did offense, we did defense, we did a ton of live. Went up and down the floor, we scrimmaged. I thought guys' attitudes were great. Our guys want to win. And obviously there's a level of, frustration. I mean, you watch the film, we did a lot of good things the other night against a very good team. And, we just got to stop turning the ball over. But, we had a chance to win the game, and there were a number of things that happened, things I could have done a lot better, obviously. But we have the right attitude, and we're about to embark on about 2.5 weeks of as difficult an NBA schedule with as difficult travel as you're going to find. And we have to get through that, but we're going to be doing it. All starts with everything, having the right approach. And I thought our guys were great today.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, how are your injured guys faring? And were they able to practice in the scrimmage work you did today, for instance?
Yeah, both Evan and Aaron were able to jump in and play live. So, again, we have to make sure. We'll see how they feel tomorrow. We'll practice again in the morning before we go to New York, excuse me. But, it was good to have him out there. And, Kareem is back. So we had a practice with 13 guys. We didn't have to do drills with, 5 of the coaches involved. It was actually like a real NBA practice today.
And how are Cole Anthony and James Ennis?
James is closer. I mean, Cole's still, Cole hasn't been able to really do much at all on the floor yet. He's feeling a lot better. James is a lot closer and he feels a lot better. So he may be able to do some of the stuff in practice tomorrow even.
Pat Walter, Spectrum Sports.
Steve, this has been a tough stretch, obviously win-loss wise lately, but is there anything positive you can take from kind of, a lot of these games have been close, as you just mentioned, the game the other night and hard fought. So where do you take in big picture development wise, any positives there to draw from it?
Well, I think in the 3 games here, since we came back, our defense has been really good. We're in these last 3 games, we would be top 10 in defense. I mean, it's only 3 games, but that's where it's going to start for our team. And, even the 1 game in Miami, the numbers didn't end up being that good, but a lot of that was just fouling. And, Jimmy Butler's difficult. He knows how to draw fouls and fouling him in both games was a big problem. But I think that's the positive, and we've got to continue to find ways to be more inside out. Getting the ball going towards the basket has been a big problem for us all year, and that's one of the things that we've got to continue to work on.
Rob Parks, 48minutes.com.
Hey, Coach, we just faced the Knicks. It's been almost a month now. You guys beat them pretty handily. By like 18 points. So talk about some things you could do positive to build on that for Thursday, and then talk about like Julius Randle's emergence as a star in this league.
Well, I'll do Julius first. I mean, he's playing at an incredibly efficient level offensively. I mean, he's shooting the 3. Obviously, he's got a post-up game, and Tibbs is utilizing him in so many ways. He's playing as a ball handler and pick and rolls. He's very good also like running into screens and screening and slipping. And when the game's on the line, they're going to go to him. So he's having a great year. I think like one of the things that will be key, Thursday, just like last time, it's the same thing is you've got to be able to move their defense. They're so disciplined. They're so big. They're very well schooled. And if the ball movement isn't good and they're allowed to just protect the paint, you understand, I'm shooting all jumpers, and not good ones, contested ones. And we had good offensive energy last time, I thought, and that'll be a big key on Thursday.
We'll wrap things up with Christos Saltis, 14 Negris.
Hello, Coach. What was the biggest takeover from the games against the Heat? And how important for you to carry on that momentum and that effort on the game against the Knicks?
I mean, in terms of Miami, the things that stand out, obviously, it'd be the 2 things. It'd be the free throws and the turnovers, both games. I mean, the other night we had, I believe, 23 turnovers that turned into 29 points. And it was the difference in the game. I think they had either 9, 10, or 11 turnovers. So that was the biggest, the biggest factor in that game. And, we did some good things. I think our effort is good. Again, I mean, we're going to have to be really good defensively. But again, when you sit and watch film, we've got penetration is always, or almost always, the key to good offensive basketball. And we've got to find more ways to get the ball going into the paint and towards the basket.
All right. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.